Hey everybody, as it's coming up to Christmas, I thought I'd upload this little video of me wrapping up Christmas presents. Now what we're going to be wrapping up is a pretty weird Christmas present. It's some A4 project paper from Scooby-Doo's, no, not from Scooby-Doo's, from White Owl. I found a pack and you get 100 sheets, so it's basically a penny a sheet. I've got two lots of that. Because I bought this weird thing from a catalogue. It's like a little spirograph with all different animal shapes for no reason. I'm guessing you can draw around the animal and then do the weird spirograph thing in the middle. I'm guessing. Yeah. So, bought that and I thought, well, it's a bit small, isn't it? It's going to be very difficult to wrap. And I thought, well, it's got nothing to fucking draw on. So I went out looking for some plain paper, and all you could find was this. Because they have no A4 plain refill pads or anything. I could have bought a big pack of printer paper, I guess, massive fucking stack of plain paper. But I thought, no, I won't do that. That would just be overkill on the paper front. So we're going to be wrapping up these presents. Now, as with many things that are important, you always need to make sure that what's that? Oh, it's internet. You always got to make sure that you've got a large area and plenty of time. You should never rush important things like present wrapping. So we've got our paper here. I'm using blue Merry Christmas paper with Santas and reindeers. You roll out your paper. You still need to roll it out for about fair enough. You situate your presents and you work out how much paper you're going to need. Now, obviously this paper's a bit too wide for what I'm using it for, but that can be rectified later. And to save paper, you use just enough to cover what you're wanting to wrap. Then we don't have paper back to Walters, so we know nothing about. Now, that's just enough right there. So, what do you do? Our scissors, which have disappeared. Look at scissors! Oh, it's right next to the laptop. We take our scissors. And, to ensure that we get a straight line, we roll the paper holder back down here. And instead of cutting with the scissors, we score across. Now, maybe you'd use a Stanley knife for this if you wanted to score across something. But you don't want to be cutting into the carpet, so a pair of scissors work well. And these aren't particularly sharp scissors, but they get the job done. And if you wonder what that sound is in the background, the clicking is the fire, and the talking is a John Wayne film on television. Nobody's fucking watching it, but it's on anyway. Mum wasn't going to watch it, but yeah. Yeah, we go through over the edge of where we want our paper. And then we just do it out now. And then pop it up at the edge there, but you get the idea. You've got to be careful, because normally the last bit you do right on the edge might not score properly, so you end up with ripping a bit off place. It can't be helped. But that's the bit we've got to hide. So, no one will know. So, we set out our thing like this. I'm sure you can see this. There we go. Right. We fold this over like so. And we flatten this. And we pull that over to there like so. And we flatten the edges. And we hold it together tightly but not too tight so that when you get sellotape it rips. Now, we take our sellotape. I'm using a sellotape on a roll with its own cutter, so I don't have to fuck about trying to cut sellotape on and hold the fucking present together at the same time. Now we use both hands on the sellotape, like so. Why not? I'm not telling people how to wrap presents now. That's not what I'm intending to do, but it does seem to come across that I'm trying to do that. But I'm actually not, so don't worry. Obviously, we all have our own different ways of wrapping Christmas presents. Now, I'd mainly, normally, if I'm wrapping something like a box or something, I'd make sure the paper doesn't fold over onto the actual present. I'd sort it out at the edges. But with this being a very small, thin thing, can't do that. So I have to wrap it the way my mum actually wraps presents. Fix those edges down so we don't have to worry about them later on. Now we fold this edge here into the centre. It's very difficult to find the centre unless you actually line the paper up correctly. That's about the centre. Right, so I put the line in the centre. Ish. So I know where to fold the paper in. And just like folding a paper plane, you fold the edges in symmetrically. Because you don't want your present to look as though you're a very shoddy wrapper. And actually, I'm more tidy with my wrapping than I am with the rest of my life. When I wrap a present, I don't like it to look as though I'm a twat. Unless I do that intentionally. I did this thing once where I wrapped up a present so that the only way you could get into it, I sealed up all the edges, but I wrapped it up in such a way that the only way to get into it would be to rip off the tag. The tag was attached to a certain point of the wrapping paper, so that if you yanked it off, that sounds good, if you yanked it off, it would rip the paper. And the person who I'd wrapped it for took a couple of minutes to figure that out. Obviously I'm not intending to wrap these so no one can get into them. I mean, these are for a small child, and you don't want a child to be struggling to get into their fucking Christmas presents. But that particular present that I wrapped that at was for my sister, who will be 25 in January. So, yeah. And this was about 2-3 years ago when she was about 23. And it took her 2 or 3 minutes to work out how to get into the present. Eventually, she found the way into the present, but it wasn't the way I intended. She cheated and she got some scissors. But it just goes to show that I'm more intelligent than my sister. Then again, I always thought that was the case. So, our initial sealed edges to hold the paper in place. Now, we finish the job. We use a slightly larger bit of sellotape to go here, and a slightly larger bit of sellotape to go here. Some people like to seal up these edges. Sometimes I do, but today I don't. Maybe I will. Okay. I prefer using sellotape on a roll, is as I say that I don't have to use scissors to cut the paper, to cut the sellotape. Because if you have to use both hands to cut the sellotape, because you have to hold it in one hand while you use the scissors in the other, you're having to let go of your present. Plus, having sellotape on a roll like that is you can use it as a paper plate. Or, like I'm using, to flatten down your edges. Now look at that, that's perfect that is, look at that. So I've taken these interesting gift tags. This is a very weird video, isn't it? Still, I've got nothing else to record at the minute. Got a little pop-up sort of like sanitary tag, and I haven't got a pen. Oh, we get a pen. No, you don't have to be particularly witty or whatever with your style of writing. And there you go.